It's not every day you run into two sports legends under the same roof. So when I got the chance to go one-on-one with Dan Majerle and Tom Candiotti at Santan Ford, I decided to take a wild run with some questions. The first pitch going out to Tom Candiotti, the voice of the Arizona Diamondbacks. So Tom, I gotta say, maybe next to Dan Majerle, I think you might have the best job of all time. Well, what do you think about that?
I can't think of anything I'd much rather do than this. I mean, to sit there up in a booth and call Diamondback games and throw my 2 cents out worth, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's right, whether it's wrong, Dan, listen to me. And so I love doing it. It's a blast.
And Tom, I got to ask you, I was out there for the home opener. I was able to catch up with Miggy and Justin in the clubhouse afterwards. And they, these young athletes, they're so excited, so much energy. What's that like for you to announce and see some of these upcoming well, they're not upcoming, they're already star players. What is that like for you to see them out there?
Well, it kind of gives us a feeling of excitement inside, knowing that you were a former player once. You go through what these guys are experiencing right now, the good times, the bad times, the fun times, winning home openers and things. Those are blasts, and it brings back a lot of memories. And then to go down and talk to those guys, and maybe it could be just one thing that you say to them that might help them out, and to be able to promote them on the radio, on TV, it's just kind of a fun thing. I really enjoy being around those guys.
So Tom, when you're not calling plays and giving your colorful commentary, what can we find you doing?
Well, let's see, you might see me at the bowling alley, or probably on the golf course, or probably more than anything, coaching my kids' Little League games. So I'm pretty much committed to that.
It's early in the season. Do you have any predictions about how far the D-backs might go this year?
Well, I kind of like their chances right now. I think, they've changed the whole culture of that club. And the way they're playing ball, they compete. And they keep, all the games are pretty tight other than last night's. But they compete. And so I think that's going to carry over. I think they're going to be pretty close in September. I think they might be a wild card team.
As a huge baseball fan myself, I am a Chicago girl, so I have dual loyalty for the Cubs.
Wrigley Field.
And, yeah, okay. Right. You can appreciate that. We don't want to talk about that.
You know what? The Bulls are doing a great job this year. Just stick with the Bulls, because baseball, it's not happening in Chicago this year.
Hello, we're here at Santan Ford with the man who needs no introduction, a legend in his own right here in Phoenix, all over Arizona, and throughout the NBA. Now that I've embarrassed Dan Majerle this morning, Dan, I have to ask you. Okay, so you have like 1,000 nicknames. We know Dan the Tan, Dan the Tank Majerle, Downtown Dan, Dan the Man. Are there any nicknames we don't know about?
Well, I mean, probably the biggest one is Thunder that I got in college, and I actually thought I'd left it behind back in Michigan. I thought, okay, finally, I'm getting rid of the old Thunder. They actually called me Dan Thunder Majerle, and Al McCoy, who does all the TV for the Suns, went back to Michigan in my rookie year for a exhibition game, and he heard it, and he brought back and changed it to Thunder Dan, so that stuck, and I actually like it now, so it's something that I'm used to. But I think you nailed them all. I think you got all the nicknames that I got.
Okay. So Thunder Dan, tell us, if you weren't, a professional coach, if you hadn't gone pro in the NBA, what might we find you doing today?
You know what, I really was into law enforcement. I wanted to become like an FBI agent or a CIA agent or something to that effect. I minored in criminal justice. So I think that if the whole basketball thing wouldn't work out, I'd probably be in the law enforcement agency somehow.
Now, when you're not coaching, what else can we find you doing?
I spend a lot of time with my kids, and now that the season's over, I golf a lot. I'm a big-time golfer, and I play other sports. I play baseball also, so I'm either doing something outdoors in this beautiful weather, and pretty much just golfing or hanging by the pool with the kids.
Or off-roading in some of the rigs with your buddy Jacob?
That is a lot of fun. I actually took out one of the cars in one of the dirt roads out here and had my 2 younger kids in there, and that gets addicting quick. Yeah, well, I know we have footage of it, so you don't have to worry about any of that. Dan, I also wanted to ask you, so Kurt Warner, as you know, was on Dancing with the Stars. Any hidden talents we should know about from you? Hidden talents? Probably not. I make a good breakfast. That's about it, I guess. I don't have any talents.
What's in a Thunder Dan breakfast?
Oh, I'm eggs any way you like it, a little sausage, a little burrito. I can cook a mean waffle.
He cooks a mean waffle. I'm going to try to get him to do a cooking segment with us at one of his restaurants, perhaps. Dan, I also want to ask you, Tiki Barber making a comeback. We know you still got, the points for 3. Any chance we could see you, entering in that arena?
Absolutely no chance at all. I wish I could. Playing with a guy like Steve Nash would make it that much easier, and he makes everybody look so easy. So old guys like me sit over there and see what he does, and you think, oh, yeah, I could go out and do that. But those guys are very athletic and young, and I'm past my prime.
Well, I don't know about that, but Dan, I have to ask you too, because basketball fans want to know. They found out I was going to be interviewing you today. Everybody's kind of looking at that June, the end of June date. Any insight on whether or not the strike's going to happen?
Well, I don't really have any insight, but I guess my gut feeling is that I think it's probably going to happen. I can't tell you for how long. I wouldn't be surprised if we do miss games this year, which is unfortunate. With the NFL going through what they're going through, and now the NBA, it's tough. So we'll have to hopefully hope it's a short lockout, and we can get back to working out and getting our guys back and improving on what we did this year.
All right, Dan, well, we hope so too. We know you have a very busy day ahead of you. You got to pick up the kids, baseball practice later on this afternoon. So we just want to say thank you from Destination Arizona.
All right, Lauren, thank you very much.
Dan might have me on the threes, but I think I got him on the first corner.